Any comments on criticisms from veteran journalists about the enforcement actions against Water Malaysia now from MCMC?
From MCMC. Okay, I just returned from an overseas trip, so I've not received any briefing from MCMC. I believe MCMC follows the law, and so whatever they do is within the boundaries of the law. They don't refer everything to me before they take any action. In fact, sometimes it's collaboration with, in conjunction with investigations by whether it's the police or public complaints that they receive. So I will have to get some briefing from them first before I can fully comment. But I respect the views of the journalists, whether they are veteran journalists or junior journalists. To me, all journalists are important. Freedom of the press is something which is very important for the government. At the same time, being factually correct also is very important. There were some public complaints that were extended to me, but not only to myself, with regards to some reporting that was done. That's why, for the Deputy Minister and myself, we believe that perhaps Malaysian Media Council would be a very good avenue to mitigate and discuss and to resolve a number of these issues. So we hope that by next year we can bring the law or we can bring the bill to Parliament and pass the law so that for media organizations there can be better facilitation, or rather kawal sedia dalaman among the journalists themselves. And this is important because we have seen at various times, sometimes I remember during the state elections, there was a news report that was done by quite a senior or quite a established news organization saying that a certain opposition politician has been arrested, which turned out to be false. So in those kind of cases, surely enforcement agencies have a right to engage with media organizations, and it turned out that that media organization was wrong. Tapi waktu itu tak ada pula siapa-siapa yang kata, oh, media organizations. So we have to be fair. And sometimes in our pursuit of the news, it is not only important to be first, but to be factually correct. So I think this applies for all. I encourage MCMC to have further engagements with all organizations, and mind you, it's not they do. MCMC doesn't really look after this particular area, but many other sectors as well. And so I appreciate and value the feedback that has been given by members of the media. And I will, as I mentioned, have an engagement, have a briefing by MCMC to understand what transpired and how is it that we can ensure that things can be better. And not only in terms of how agencies like MCMC can work with the press, but also how the press, including with the foresight and wisdom of the veterans, better move towards better self-regulation. So I hope we all play our part to remind each other that while we have freedom of the press, we have freedom of speech, we have freedom of expression, it does not mean we have a free pass to slander, to defame, or to write wrong or factually incorrect reports.
What mechanism is used to determine whether a report is false or wrong, or do you wait for a report from someone to complain and then
normally for any area that MCMC, and we'll use MCMC as an example, when MCMC receives a public complaint, it could be from anyone, and normally they will have internal processes. So if someone complains about a poor service of a telco, which is most of what MCMC does, then they will call in the particular telco to assess what exactly happened in that particular location. So likewise, in the case of news reports, probably certain facts have to be established. In the case of during the state elections, there was this organization that reported saying that, and therefore we had to wait until verification from law enforcement agencies whether said opposition leader, member of the opposition, was arrested or not. So as it turns out, it wasn't. So certain corrective measures were taken. So I think there are certain guidelines in place, and we could probably strengthen those as well. Thank you.
Thank you for the brief.